It's my birthday today, and when you sign up for mailing lists and you get these emails, and you get them often on your birthday, don't you? Brands wishing you happy birthday. Who do you think was first? In fact, so far, it's 8:20 in the morning. So far, the only mailing list I've signed up to who has wished me a happy birthday. The first organisation, first business, first brand, first mailing list to wish me happy birthday. Not Greg's. Greg's is a good shout. Olivia Dean, which was nice. So, you're back with the Powerful Communication Podcast, and on Friday I was in an interesting training day where I was getting some training. And there was a couple of very interesting things that I sat through. One of them was about workplace trends and about AI and about how organisations fund and organise their training. And there was a couple of really interesting statistics. And one is about the decline in training spend across the board in lots of organisations. So employer investment in training has dropped to its lowest level in more than a decade. And this is according to actually research from the Department for Education. They have an employer skills survey. So the lowest level in more than a decade. Employees receive an average of 5.7 days of training. That's the lowest ever recorded in the survey. Training regarded as a luxury rather than a necessity. So sat through all of that. And then there was another session, another presentation, and it was about people in midlife and mid-career being displaced because of AI and the need for them to upskill or retrain. And when you put these two things together, there's a real mismatch, isn't there? Because on the one hand, they're saying that here's this group of people who need, if they're going to survive in the workplace, if they're going to stay in the workplace, then they need to be trained, they need to upskill, they need to invest in themselves. But then at the same time, while that's happening, their employer is less likely to be giving them that training. And so you've got this group of people where if they don't take some action themselves, then they're going to be in trouble. And so that's why here at Comsteria, we've put together a series of webinars, short, snappy, low-cost webinars over the summer months, really for anyone to take advantage of. Most of our work, most of our training is with larger organisations. And that does kind of dip a little bit over the summer because they're on holiday and things change a little bit. And as they come back after the summer, they get back into the training. But there is this little dip, and so that allows us to do some different kinds of work. And one of them is open courses, which we typically don't do a lot of open courses. So it means we can run these webinars and open them up to anyone, and they're lower cost. So, if you don't have an employer paying for it, then maybe it's a little bit easier to make that investment in yourself or convince your employer that they should be paying for it. But having seen that data that I sat through last week, I really do think there's a need, however you get the training, to get the training, and if you look at where the jobs and the opportunities are just now, there are opportunities in shooting video, in writing for the web, in making podcasts, and some of the sort of skills that we offer here at Comsteria. So if you'd like to see our list of webinars that are available and all the details and the ticket prices and everything, and book your tickets, then comsteria.co.uk/summer is the place to go. comsteria.co.uk/summer. And if you know someone who feels that they might be at risk of being displaced, not just by AI, but just by the general sort of churn in workplaces, in the labour market, then share this with them. Ask them to have a look at comsteria.co.uk/summer. Low cost, simple, accessible, small groups as well. So small groups of people so that you can ask questions and get some personal attention, and very relevant. So, you're not going to have to sit through like tons of background. It's going to be really focused on things that we think you need to know about each topic. So comsteria.co.uk/summer.